you remember like the Legends Battle Royal that
Yeah,
they would have, and then
yeah.
they'd have all the old people come back and do a Battle Royal because they couldn't think of anything else. It just kind of feels like now they've got a lot of people on their roster, and a good way to use them, a lot of them in the WrestleMania, is to just put them in the ring at the same time and just have a Battle Royal. I'm not no disrespect to Andre the Giant or anything that this might have to do with him and the memory of him, but I don't think people winning it sometimes represents that. Like Cesaro, he won that and they just decided to do nothing with him, so that's not really that great of a representation at all.
No.
I just think it's a gimmick kind of match just to showcase some talent all in the ring at one time.
Well, they need, first and foremost, they need to do something where there's a stipulation, the winner gets something for it, like either some sort of title shot for the Intercontinental or the US belt or whatever. Needs something on it. Or even if they did it where it's like, I don't know, you get a certain manager for winning it, or you get to maybe choose your brand after. You could opt to go somewhere else. Just something to give it a little bit of purpose, because I feel like just winning the Andre the Giant, trophy, how long do they use that for, Matt, on TV afterwards? I mean, it gets like, a couple of weeks and that's it. You don't see it again. So, is it... We've seen them smashed before as well, let's not forget. But, I mean, really and truly, it's not exactly... I don't know. I don't think it's... I think the novelty effect of it is wearing thin now. Matt, another big thing we've heard about just coming out as well, and it was announced on another podcast, is that the Big Show has officially said that this is going to be his last WrestleMania. Obviously, he's still under contract after this, but as far as he's now saying that he's announced that this will be his last WrestleMania. We've spoke about this many times. Kind of makes me angry a little bit, the fact that this is, if this is, I'm not saying there's still potential for something to happen, but as it stands now, Big Show's come out and said that, and you kind of feel like this is a bit of a joke. This is a terrible, disappointing ending to a career that has, for me, I know he's not always helped himself, and you can always say that, but I mean, a guy of his stature, a guy of his size who should have been such a big marquee talent, and you talk about Andre the Giant, if they'd have treated the Big Show with a little bit of that sort of respect, this guy could have been money. He could have been big, big money. And I feel like for him to go out on this, I mean, what's worse about this one, Matt, for me, is he's already won it. So it's not even like it's an opportunity for him to win it for the first time and be like, yeah, I've done something that I wanted to do, like, because I'm a Giant and I'm a fan of Andre, that I know he is. He's already done that, so it feels like this is a completely hopeless match in a lot of ways for Big Show, and I feel like he's almost in there to sort of get Braun over the line, but wouldn't it have been better just to do a match between these two as opposed to this, on a pre-show especially? What do you read into that, Matt, about the Big Show's final WrestleMania?
Yeah, it just feels very silly, because, like you said, he's already won it. It does nothing for him to win it. I feel like an actual match would have been giving him his fair dues.
Mm-hmm.
He could have done what he wanted in there, and even if he had to lose, that's fine. But losing the Battle Royal, you just lost with however other many people are in there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a lot of people. You're not going to get remembered for that. And even if he was to win it, it just feels like a sympathy vote, like a pat on the back and say, "Oh, thank you for all your hard work. See you later." Nothing special. I would have liked to see something completely tailored for the Big Show himself, it's just feels really ridiculous when you see like older talent these days and the way that they get some preferential treatment. But someone who has given their whole career to WWE and WCW before that, even he's been around for a heck of a long time, and one of the greatest attractions people that watch wrestling have come to see, because they bill him as the world's largest athlete, and you're not disappointed. And the shape that he has got himself in this year is phenomenal, and it's just gone to waste because they've done nothing with it. Yeah,
you'd think for 3 months, all that time he's been out, someone would have been working and saying, this is how we're going to do. We're going to get these 3 months. We're going to do the best 3 months out of him we can possibly do. I'm not even talking about him doing a main event. I'm just talking about him having a marquee match at WrestleMania. I think he deserves that. But this is a terrible way for a guy who's given this sort of long service since, 99 he's been there? What a terrible way this is to go out, in my opinion. In fact, I take back what I said about Shaquille O'Neal now. I think I'd have preferred to have seen him in that compared to this, because at least it would have been something on the card. This just feels like an absolute disaster for the guy. And like Matt said, he's got himself in such great shape. Just feel like it's gone absolutely complete to waste. They could have had this guy come back as a monster, a real monster, and had him being like such a big challenge for Braun Strowman. But I feel like in the Battle Royal, yeah, it can still have its moment. But on a pre-show, is anyone really going to remember it that much? My other argument to this one, Matt, but Braun Strowman, I know everybody's tipped him as favourites, and certainly with the bookies, he's overwhelming favourite. But I feel like Braun Strowman, he's past this now. I feel like he's bigger than this. Like winning this is going to do nothing really for him. I think he's bigger because if you think Baron Corbin last year, he weren't even on the main roster, and he's at the Intercontinental level now. I think someone like Braun Strowman, he's surpassed that. I think he's a bigger deal. He's done big matches with the likes of Roman Reigns, and he's been involved with some of the big hitters. So I feel like this is a bit of a step back for him. And I know it sounds odd because, a win is a win, and winning a Battle Royal is no small feat. But I just think this is just part of his sort of going to be, one of his things just to tick off his list. I don't really know this is a massive deal for him to win this. So I'm not sold on Braun Strowman should quite frankly be the winner, just because I don't really know that he does that much for the guy, to be quite honest with you, whether he wins or loses this, quite frankly. I don't really see it. Is there anyone else, Matt, that stands out that could potentially be in the Battle Royal that could win it, though? Because obviously if you go with the bookies, they're looking at Mojo Rawley, he's third favourite, and Sami Zayn is also quite a big favourite for this. And you'd probably argue someone like Sami Zayn, as he's lost enough this year. Maybe it should be a guy like him. But is there any likelihood in all that, or do you think this is just tailor made for Braun Strowman?
If you're going to believe the character of Braun Strowman, he should win this because he is the most dominant monster they have right now, or the way they've been portraying him anyway. So Battle Royal should be his kind of thing, and it did really well in the Royal Rumble. So if they're gonna make him lose that and make it look that way, they should make him look strong in this, because throwing people out at that kind of strength should be what he does best. But yeah, like you said, I don't really feel like it does much for him. So he's not the one I'd want to see winning. I'll put it that way. I mean, like you threw out names then just now, like Sami Zayn could do a lot of things for him. And even though Dolph Ziggler's been around a long, long time now in WWE, I think even he has been quite overlooked recently, and it could do something for him. It could kick something off if someone like Dolph Ziggler was to win it.
Blimey, you know what? Till you said Dolph Ziggler's name, I forgot he was even involved. He wasn't involved in this. I mean, what a letdown.
It's a shame when he's been around the amount of time that he has, and this is his role in WrestleMania as well.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, a lot of people, they put Joe in this, but I don't know if Joe's going to be in this or not. Really, I got a feeling that he might be, because of the whole thing with Seth Rollins, and I'm also hearing rumours, by the way, that Seth Rollins has come down with a huge bug at the moment that he's trying to get over as well. I've got a feeling that they may use smoke and mirrors in that match, and Joe might be a part of that. So I don't know that you'd need him in this, quite frankly, and whether it's worth... it's only worth having Joe in a match like this if he's going to win it, quite frankly, because I think if he's not going to win it, don't have him in it, because it kind of weakens his effect as well. I suspect the likes of Rusev will be in there, and you just think some of these guys, you've got to feel for them. Somebody, I guess in American Alpha, those guys will be there, and probably the Usos, just for numbers. Does James Ellsworth get a run out in this one, Matt?
Can't really see the you know, if he's going to make an appearance, he can just be at ringside like he normally is.
I got a feeling that they're going to do him and Braun Strowman in there somewhere. I just got a feeling there's going to be a spot where he absolutely launches him out of the ring like a seagull. I just got a feeling they'll do that spot. I could be wrong, but just the way WWE operates sometimes, I've got a feeling that will happen. Matt, as far as predictions go, does it have to be Braun Strowman in this one? I've got to say, for me, I have to say Braun Strowman because I just don't see WWE doing something uniquely different. I would like to see Sami Zayn. I'll say that much, but I've got a feeling this is Braun Strowman's Battle Royal.
Yeah, I mean, he's hit a speed bump in his momentum with the loss that he had to Roman Reigns, but if he was to lose this as well, they might as well just put his momentum to a grinding halt. He has to win this for me. Yeah,
okay, well, we're both gone with that one then. That's going to be on the pre-show, folks, that one. Another pre-show match, Matt, is the SmackDown Women's title match, which, of course, Naomi, Carmella, Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch are involved. It's interesting, Matt, because a lot of people have been saying that actually the SmackDown side of things has had the better wrestling. It's been a little bit more variety going on there because we've been a little bit maybe stale on the Raw, but this match certainly doesn't seem as big as the other one, does it? In terms of where they're rating it, this was always going to be a pre-show match for me when I saw this booked, quite frankly. How do you see this match going, Matt? And is it getting you excited, this match, or is this just going to be a bit of a filler?
Well, the potential was there when you got that many people in the match. You're going to see a lot of stuff going on. It will get a little crazy, but for me, the whole reasons behind it were a little bit obvious, and so much so. I think I've been saying it for a while now. Like, the way that they booked this was so obscure when they were like, every active woman on the roster, but on the SmackDown roster is eligible, but on Raw we've got the specific 3 and then 4 names. This one was just left hugely open because WWE had their fingers crossed that Naomi would be fit because she is the Florida girl, and she'll get that buzz from the crowd when she makes an appearance. I'm almost kind of surprised that they sprung it on us on SmackDown and didn't wait until WrestleMania itself. The way that they were booking it so obscurely just to get a really cheap pop. But the way that they've done it that way, it definitely makes me feel like it's Naomi's match, for sure. I feel like she'll be walking out of there with a belt because it was unfortunate that she got that injury and it would just be like picking up where they left off. And, Alexa Bliss, she was previous champion, so a natural transition and just like a short-term fix.
Sure. And of course Natalia and Mickie James are going to be in there as well, but I just... I don't see either of them two coming up trumps on this one. It's one of those matches that's just it's not really got me buzzed in for it. It's tough to tell winner. You kind of feel like they kind of almost ready to pull the trigger with Carmella, like giving her a shot, but you never know because it is a pre-show. But they're going to want some sort of buzz going on there, I'm sure. Possibly it is a new champion, but it's a difficult one to pick. This one, it's one I hadn't really made my mind up on, but I'll go with that. I'll go with Carmella winning this one. Just got my gut feeling there. Matt, for you, is it staying the same there?
For me, I'm going to go Naomi's going to win it because she had it recently and it was cut short. It just feels like if they were picking up where they left off.
Sure. Okay, so Naomi for you. On that one. That's our second pre-show match. And of course the third one that we found was booted on there. Really disappointed, I've got to say. I know that the one thing with this year's WrestleMania match is we're not short on matches. Seems like they've really gone overboard this year. Perhaps one too many. But the Cruiserweight title match, Matt, Neville versus Austin Aries, 2 big names. Matt, does this just sum up the whole thing with the Cruiserweight division? Like, it's been very stop-start. It's a Raw exclusive. Now it's not. We're going to have 205. It's just been so inconsistent with it.